up, Cowboy fans and YouTubers? It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic, you know? You know what time it is. It is that midday thoughts and opinions time. So, of course, some of the prevailing headlines has been the Lebron James talk, the Rooney Rule talk, and as of yesterday, the Dak Prescott wants a fifth-year, $45 billion talk. So let's tackle these things. The Rooney Rule has been screwed up forever. It hasn't worked. People just use it to their advantage to just randomly get some black dude or minority to apply for the position knowing they'll never get it. And teams just make fun of it. They just make light of it. They're never going to actually hire these guys. Mike Tomlin and Ron Rivera, they're successful. They're some of the last African-American successful coaches. There's been others hired, but they haven't been successful. And unfortunately, it's been the teams that they've been assigned to, you know. So you can't really fault the coaches when the talent at those teams sucks. And the organization isn't willing to plunk down money to get the kind of players you want, or the general manager is not willing to work with you in getting the players that you want. They're saving their own butts. They're not worried about what the coach wants, what the coach needs. I'll get you players, you make them work, basically. And that's why a lot of minority head coaches don't work, because of the personnel that's on the field just doesn't work. They can't play, or they're just not good enough. And every year you just hear the same old excuses until those coaches are fired. GMs, they might stay a little bit longer, but, you know, the good old boys ain't going nowhere. So they're trying to give them, like, other incentives to start hiring minorities, with the third-round draft picks being pushed up if you hire GMs or head coaches, you know, stuff like that. The incentives didn't pass, but the other rules have been passed, as far as, you know, teams not being able to deny requests for coaches to look at coordinator jobs and stuff, trying to improve themselves, coaches trying to get into a front office administrative role, stuff like that. That has been approved, that they can do it, and teams cannot block people from denying them to do it. So it's a step, but we'll just see how this works. You got the LeBron James talk. He has admitted that in 2011, during the NBA lockout, he did try training for the NFL. It wasn't going to work because, you know, NBA is all about that money too, and they were not going to have a lockout too long enough for him to, like, jump sports. But he did train for it. He hasn't really done anything since his junior year of high school, I do believe, as far as football goes. And he was a wide receiver. And with his height and build, he could have been a tight end or wide receiver in the NFL. And the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, actually did hand him out a contract. Now, of course, he says he has it framed in his office, but, you know, you never know what could have been if he decided to change sports. But he stayed where he did. He's one of the greatest, excuse me, best of all time. And that's history. Now, getting to the meat of today, Dak Prescott. Every time you turn around, Dak Prescott. Hey, Jerry Jones was the first one back in the facilities yesterday. And, you know, he's right back to being at his desk, doing interviews at his desk. He's so happy to be back there. But until you get this daggone deal done, I don't want to see you smiling. I don't want to see you happy to get programs running and anything like that, I want you to get our deals done. I mean, you're back in the facilities. Once you get your cameras all set up and in your face again, yeah, I want to see our quarterback get paid. But now that y'all jerked around and took forever, y'all want to play hardball? Okay, Dak and his representatives can play hardball too. You want that 5th year so badly? Then you're going to have to pay him like a 5th year. And I'm sure there's lots of people already out there hating. Why even give him the 4th year? He sucks. He don't need no 5th year. He's greedy. 5th year at $45 million. But if you did the numbers, it's not the $185 million guaranteed. It's just a nice number that everybody's going to see. But the meat and bones about it is that having $45 million on that 5th year only adds $2 million to the yearly amount that that supposedly they've been offering him anyway at 35. So why not go up to 37? You want him for that 5th year so bad, pay him for that 5th year. Simple as that. I mean, that's the whole problem with this thing in the first place, right? Y'all complaining about they want him locked down for another year. Okay, lock him down for another year, but you're going to have to pay him for that because you're taking his 1 year of free agency off the board that he wanted it a 4-year deal. You're going to have to pay to keep him, just like he would have been on another franchise tag. So I don't want to hear Cowboys fans saying that's stupid or how dare he demand these numbers when that's the numbers that just go with any quarterback right now. You don't hear nobody complaining about Deshaun Watson or Pat Mahomes wanting their money. Well, guess what? If the NFL stands to lose $5.5 billion in a season with no fans, that means everybody's going to take a hit. The stadium revenue, which is half of the bills that the Cowboys have, is not going to be there. The salary cap is probably going to go backwards. And guess what? You can lock down your quarterback now and work those numbers and be good and set. But if you mess around and put him on a franchise tag this year and you complaining about a pie, there's going to be less of that pie next year if y'all try to muck around with this contract situation again. So stop. Just stop. Just pay the man and get it over with. Because more than likely, if nothing comes down for Mahomes or Watson, it ain't happening this year. And it's probably not going to happen next year if the salary cap goes backwards, because there's no way either one of those teams has that kind of money built up, because you didn't have it in the first place. Kansas City definitely didn't have that kind of money to pay them. And next year, if the salary cap goes backwards, you're going to have to start outright releasing players or restructuring a lot of salaries and going into Mahomes' contract. And I want to hear it. I want to hear every one of y'all saying, oh man, yeah, he's worth $45 million a year based off of a good season. One good season. Hey, Joe Flacco had one good year, made a Super Bowl, got paid, and then what happened to him? Yeah. Everybody keeps saying that if you pay a quarterback so much money, you'll never win. Well, guess what? You won on your rookie contract, so that means when you get paid, you're never going to win again. At least that's the prevailing theory. So, why pay Pat Mahomes all this money if you already won the Super Bowl? Get rid of him. Go get another quarterback. Anybody can run that team, right? Pat Mahomes is nothing special, right? So, there's always arguments for, there's arguments against. Football's football. It's a team sport. But everybody's going to blame Dak for every shortcoming that seems to come for the team, even though there was bad coaching, bad defenses, games where the wide receivers dropped passes left and right, games where Zeke Elliott just didn't run, and games where obviously Jason Garrett says we're going to hit a brick wall and we're just going to keep hitting that brick wall because I love the brick wall. I don't care about that wide open door right there. Forget that. Let's hit the brick wall. So that's how it stands right now. If the Cowboys want to keep Dak Prescott for 5 years like y'all say y'all do, then go ahead, pay the 2 more years on the contract, and just get it over with. Stop dragging this thing out in the court of public opinion. Stop dragging it out for the talking heads and in social media. Because y'all say you love the guy so much, but you don't act like you love him so much. So you're two-faced. Because actions speak louder than words, and you can come out and say you love somebody so much as you want to, and then you ain't paid the man. So, I gotta believe, they say listen to Stephen Jones more than Jerry, and I'll listen to Stephen, and from what Stephen tells me, is a bunch of caca. That's what I'm hearing. Caca. Dak Prescott, caca. Team, caca. Financial pie, caca. Because that's all I'm hearing coming out of his mouth. I love Dak Prescott, but I'm not going to pay him. That's what I hear. That actions speak louder than words. I can sit here and say, I love Dak Prescott, but I'm not going to buy his jersey. What kind of shit is that? If I love the man, I should buy his jersey, right? I should put money towards my player, right? That doesn't make sense, But that's my opinion. Like I said, Cowboys are going to do what the Cowboys always do, drag it out, and then ultimately fail in what they tried to claim they did and relent. And they're going to pay them. It's either going to be that 35 a year, it's going to be that 37 a year, it's going to be a 4-year deal or a 5-year deal. The big $145, big $185 million, that doesn't mean squat. That's not guarantees. That's just a nice big financial number that's out there that if he hits everything and stays completely on that contract, he may get, which never really happens because you either end up renegotiating, re-signing, restructuring, or something happens. So let's see what happens with the guaranteed money and how many years. But we'll see how that goes. They're just now getting back in facilities, so they got to go about actually signing the draft class and stuff like that. So once the everybody gets back to a little bit of normalcy, I'm sure there's going to be press conferences for everything going on, and we'll see from there, But that's my opinion. Those are my thoughts. I'm sure you have your opinions and thoughts too. I love to hear them. Love to discuss them. Oh man, yeah. Talk about social distancing. You got at least 100 cars out here at the funeral. Share your thoughts. Comment below. We'll discuss. We'll analyze. We'll have fun with it. I got something in mind that I'll probably put out on the weekend. It's something I want to do. Is if you've watched Scooter Magruder or Law Nation, when they have skits, really for like Scooter, he plays a bunch of different parts. Subscribe to Scooter Magruder and Law Nation. They are great views, great content. A couple of times you've seen it with Law Nation where he argues with himself. I'm looking to go something like that where I'll have a point and I will sit here and counterpoint myself. It's something different for me. I have something in mind, and I hope it works. It's something I'm looking forward to. It's going to take a lot of work to make it happen, because it's not going to be scripted, and it's going to be a bit of editing magic on my part, because I'm not exactly editing literate, as they might say. But something's coming, and I hope to put it out this weekend. And have a happy hump day. Stay safe. Don't be like some of these idiots out here at my job who completely ignore the whole reason we were inside for 2 months, 3 months, because it seems like nothing's changed. They're right back to being the same old idiots out here. And, make sure you keep doing what you got to do to stay safe, because this stuff ain't going anywhere. And, I heard about former Redskin Dexter Manley. He had the virus, and he's doing well now. And, it's not going anywhere. People getting it, and, we don't hear about it until they're in recovery. And thankfully, a lot of these people have recovered. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Y'all take care out there. It's a mad world, as they say. All right. Y'all take care. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Make sure you do right by yourselves, do right by others, and everything's going to be fine. Y'all take care. If anything else happens, we'll get it to you. And we'll talk to you later. Yeah, Dallas Cowboy fan, out.